what is common to the people who commissioned approximately 1/3 of all stepwells in India, including the three most famous ones, which you see there in this photograph?
The one that you see on the extreme bottom left is familiar to all of us because we've seen it on the 100-rupee note.
We have a wonderful set of contestants today, Sai.
Yes.
I'm
Really
really overwhelmed by the number of right answers coming in so fast and furious.
And even the wrong answers are great fun to read.
My favorite one is they were all Jain merchants.
I don't think they're wrong answers. I think they're just alternative facts. So
Yeah.
we could consider that.
I mean, I have a question. Which famous Indian film was the ending
were all-
in the first picture shown here? Rani Nivab. So
Yeah.
does anybody remember?
Yeah.
Which...
Somebody just wrote. They were
Bhavni
all
Bhabai.
used by Sanjay Leela Bhansali. Everybody's writing that
No,
also.
Bhavni
And that's
Bhabai.
my favorite comment, Kasthuri.
Okay, we're closing pounds.
Please don't give him any more ideas. Huh? He's already done enough for Indian history. I think people have, maybe there's a dichotomy in who funded it versus who commissioned it. I think maybe that's where the miscommunication is coming from.
This is another one I took. Another stepwell. This is in Jodhpur.
Kasthuri, your comment, sometimes those that commissioned it also funded it in the case of other such monuments.
Yes.
And they had the funds to do so because they were business people in their own right.
Yeah. I mean, at least the first one, for sure.
And other monuments also, like I know plenty in North India at least.
Yeah, so these were, the patrons were queens.
Is the right answer. That's exactly what we were looking for. They were all built by women. That's the photograph of the 100-rupee note. And you can see the famous stepwell there.
Which is called Rani Ka Vav.
Rani Ki Vav, yes.
Rani Ki Vav.
I think the name itself was a giveaway there. So someone wanted to get. I believe that most of the stepwells in India, if not all, were built by the queens and the ladies as part of their service. It was like very much a first lady thing.
There are very few monuments in India that are actually commissioned by women. And what we have found the research is that there are not more than 7 monuments. The most famous one is probably Humayun's tomb, right? Most of them are commissioned by men. And even the few number of monuments that are commissioned by women, those were built largely for either their husbands or their fathers. The stepwells, however, have an unusual piece, which is what Navin was talking about, that close to 30%, 1/3 of those stepwells are actually commissioned by women, and they were made largely for themselves. It was largely for a community building or any form, baths, etc. So they were built for themselves versus other monuments that are built for other men.
Ahalyabai Holkar, I think, rebuilt the Kashi Vishwanath temple.
And several others.
He gave the gold covering for the.
There was also a culture of who could enter the stepwells, by the way. So there were, I know at least in Delhi, there's an excellent book on Baulis by Vikramjit Rupra. And when he talks, he always talks about the culture, the social culture around stepwells. So if in case men wanted to come in, they only had a certain number of hours that they could enter, and they always had to announce themselves before coming because women would have hidden parda, or, this was their private space.
Any other participants, Sai, would like to add something?
I'm just asking them to unmute. I think they're
This is the list you were
Arjun?
talking about, Sai. Humayun's tomb and interesting. Patadakar Virupaksha was also there.
There's an interesting article that we would recommend. We'll send you the link on the chat, but which talks about the gendered politics of stepwells in India.
Amazing architecture. If you look at these stepwells, it's very, very distinctive. I've not seen it. I'm not familiar with any other place which has this kind of thing. And I was in Jodhpur in the night for some cultural program, and it was at the foot of the location was next to one of these stepwells called Surji Ki Jhalra in Jodhpur. And I took that picture in the night. It was all lit up. It's all silhouettes and steps going in different directions, literally. And it looked very much like one of those MC-esque kind of steps going to all sorts of directions leading somewhere.